The most important part of burlesque. The more you give to us, the more we give back to you, which means the more noise you make, the more clothes we take off.
My name is the Abby Cadabra, the bitch of the ball, and I am a singer, dancer, host, and producer of Burlesque in Houston, Texas. I got my name, Abby Cadabra, because when I first started Burlesque, I was with a company and I had just come off of doing a little stint as a magician's assistant. And when they saw that, they were like, we would love if you did magic. You should have a magical name. I was like, okay, what about a play on abracadabra? Abby Cadabra. And they're like, oh, we love it. That's it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it. Can we try other names? And they were like, sure, give us a list, but we think that's it. And so I was like, oh, okay, Abby Cadabra it is. And my first burlesque solo was centered around magic. And I might not do magic anymore, but I would say I'm still a little magical. So I've been a performer my entire life. I, as a kid, was always singing and dancing, and I did everything from gymnastics to ice skating. And if it had to do with performance, I wanted to do it all the way through high school. And then when I graduated, I knew that when I went to college, I wanted to study theater. So when I got to college, I was studying theater, but I wanted to dance and I wanted to sing as well. And so when I was looking for things to audition for dancing, I'm in Texas. Pro cheerleading was the thing I gravitated towards. So I danced for a few pro teams in Houston. And then after that, I was like, I want to keep this going professionally, but I just don't know if Houston has that kind of showgirl type thing that I'm wanting to do. Like, they've got theater, they've got ballet, they've got pro cheerleading, but what is it that I want to do? Do I want to do film? Do I want to do TV? Do I want to be on stage? Like, what is it that I really want to do? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to move to Los Angeles. I'm going to move to LA. And I had a plan set to move out there. And then I got a call to audition for this brand new troupe called the Moonlight Dolls. And they were a burlesque troupe. And I didn't exactly know what burlesque was, because to me, burlesque was either the Pussycat Dolls or Dita Von Teese. And so I didn't know what kind of show they were trying to put on, but it was very intriguing, everything that they were telling me. I was like, yeah, definitely. But just as a heads up, I'm going to be moving. I'm moving to LA. And they said, that's fine. Come audition, check it out, see how long you stay, and then, that'll be that. So I auditioned, I made the team. I started out as a chorus member, showgirl, moved up very quickly into being a soloist, and then before I was moving, they asked, would you want to be a full-time company member with the Moonlight Dolls? And I was like, wow, that sounds incredible, actually. And so when they asked me to become a core company member, I was excited because I would be able to get to do all the things that I wanted to do in Los Angeles in my city, in Houston. So what was really awesome is it afforded me the opportunity to still travel. I've traveled to Los Angeles, I've performed in New Orleans, I've performed in Australia, I've performed all over the place, and I'm really lucky that I've been able to represent my city and still get to be a traveling showgirl burlesque performer. So after a really awesome stint with the Moonlight Dolls, the plague happened. COVID hit us pretty hard, and our theater disbanded. Prohibition was no more, and the Moonlight Dolls also were no more. And there were people who decided they didn't want to continue performing, but there was a core group of us who were like, no, we want to keep performing. Like, we want to keep doing burlesque. We have it in our blood. And I went from being a singer, showgirl, host to putting a producer hat on. So I took all the knowledge that I had from the burlesque shows and then being in theater and just kind of melded it together and produced a show that would be safe for performers and employ all these incredible acts in Houston. And I began a show called the Short and Sweet Speakeasy at Avant Garden, and we just celebrated our 3rd year at Avant Garden with the Short and Sweet Speakeasy. It's been an incredible ride, and we've had people from all over the United States hit that stage, and it's been such an honor to bring that kind of show to Houston. And then it just kind of exploded from there. I started producing more shows. So now I produce a show called the Hush Hush Cabaret at the Blind Finch Speakeasy in spring, and that's every other Thursday. And I also produced a summer series brunch show called Bisou Burlesque Brunch at none other than Bisou. And then I produced another summer series show called Cocktails and Teas at Soho Garden. And then I produced a pirate burlesque show called Teas of the Seas, Sultry Songs and Pirate Booty at the Texas Renaissance Festival. I went from being a showgirl to being a producer, and it's been a wild ride, but I'm really excited that I've been able to put on these incredible shows. And, you know, in my heart, I'm more of a classic burlesque performer. I love the showgirl glitz and glamour, but we do all kinds of different shows in Houston. We have all kinds of different kinds of burlesque, and I think that's what makes Houston so wonderful and beautiful, is that we have all these different kinds of performers that make our city so colorful. So the beautiful thing about burlesque is there's all kinds of different kinds of burlesque. You can be comedic, you can be classic, you can do neo-burlesque, you can do fetish burlesque, you can do nerdlesque. There's something out there for everyone. So when people are like, oh, I just don't know, like, I don't know if burlesque is my thing, it's like, I'm sure there's something out there for you. And if you don't know if it's for you, make something up for yourself. Like, be innovative, be creative. Like, I perform in a blow-up unicorn costume. Like, be silly, have fun with it. Burlesque is fun, burlesque is beautiful, burlesque can be ugly, burlesque can be provocative, and there's just all kinds of different kinds of burlesque out here.